Steve and I often cooked for Insu and my husband.
Yeah.
And so I got many emails from Steve all the time, and vice versa, but they were usually recipes. And these more philosophical ideas were things that we discussed more with, in a group of colleagues. But often we talked about, things like how to make a very good spaghetti sauce. And he was very interested in that.
Very interesting in making how to make a good spaghetti sauce.
Yeah, he was a very gifted Asian cook as well. Very good Korean and Chinese cooking.
Wonderful.
And Thai, yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. He cooked for his wife and friends.
Wonderful. Yeah, now I get a picture. Now I get a picture.
Yeah. He was a very special man, and she was a remarkable woman. Very special.
So what you will say is the main, when you look on the whole solution-focused therapy, what is you think it's the main key, the main thing in the whole technique, or in the whole also maybe attitude? What do you think is the most important thing?
I think that there are 2 or 3 things. One is that it is the client rather than the therapist that determines the direction of therapy. The therapist has a technical proficiency, but it's based on the client's needs and direction and preference. And the other thing that I think is very unique, and this is, I think, reflective of Steve's fondness for Wittgenstein, is the self-discipline that is inherent in the approach. Just observe, don't interpret.
This is before you said something about discipline, that things more about things that we don't do than things that we do, because the question is very simple and you can learn it in a few hours. But the main thing is the discipline to leave things by side.
Yeah.
And what exactly is the important thing to leave by side? What is the main thing not doing?
We set our preconceptions and our assumptions aside to the degree that they are not reflected in our statements to the client, at least. And every question we asked is based on something we've already heard from the client.
So it's a bit like we put our willpower and our ideas how the world is. We take it out.
Yeah.
So that makes open a space where we really can clear see the things. Not see it with all our glasses. Just see the client and what he really said, and if he really moves his eyes, or if he really shakes his head, and then we react on these things.
Yes.
And this is the thing. What we said, this we leave by side, and this means we need a lot of discipline for this.
Yeah, or at least a lot of concentration and focus.
Yeah.
And it's a very rewarding thing. I mean, I can be ill or have a headache, but once I start listening to the client and working with the client, I'm not even aware of it. I'm only aware of the client. And I think that was the big gift from Steve and Insu, is learning that way of being. And I really do think that Steve followed Wittgenstein's admonition and really used it in his approach.
You know, the really funny thing is, after I understand a bit of Wittgenstein, I understand the books of Steve better.
That's fascinating.
Okay, so I think you have to go.
Yeah.
There are waiting many people for you. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
It's a pleasure to speak with you.
Thank you.
All right.
Super.
Good interviewer.